think it's stupid. But that's my opinion, and I'm allowed to have that. So I'm really not a big fan of the current moto vlog community that thinks they have to race on the edge of almost dying to get views and clicks. I was just sharing my experience of my first time lane splitting. For all the people that are super upset, aside from my mom, you have every right to be upset. Talking about grow up, be a man. Now, I've been told by one individual that they wanted to punch me in the face. I don't know if that was warranted per se. Maybe you agree. Do you want to knock me out because I lane split? I think that was an extreme example, so I'm not going to put that on everyone that disagrees with me. But I will say, check the video out and let me know. You'll get the gist of what's going on about a few minutes in. Do your own research, figure things out for yourself. Gather as much information as you can, and you do what works best for you. So I posted my last video, and it was a video of just my ride to work. So it was my morning commute, and I was running a little late. In theory, technically, I wasn't really running late. My hours are flexible. I can kind of get there when I want to get there. I have a job where I'm lucky enough that like I have a significant amount of freedom and flexibility. But compared to what I had planned on doing that day, I planned on getting there by a certain time and was cutting it a little close. I was riding into work that day like I did most of the week. I haven't really lane split. I've done filtering. I just started feeling comfortable enough to kind of do that. So I did a little lane splitting on the way in. And I will say, I got some negative response on that, which I totally understand. I see people like Jixerbra on a leader bike doing 180 miles an hour between cars. That's not what I was doing, right? So I thought I was lane splitting in a reasonably safe manner. I only did it when it was significantly wide open. It was almost in a whole nother lane in between cars, and I only did it when I wasn't between an 18-wheeler or a big truck, and I did it selectively is what I'm getting at, right? So I selectively lane split in scenarios that I thought got me past some people that were probably not the best drivers, and then also saved me a little bit of time on my commute. And the rest of the time I sat there behind cars in traffic and rode like a normal ride. So I just want to address that. Some people were pretty upset and other people didn't care, and I'll be honest, one of the people that was upset was my mother, which I can understand. Sorry, Mama, for making you nervous, but trust me, I'm only doing it in a manner that I think is safe. And I'm not pushing it to a limit where it's extreme, or I'm squeezing in between cars, or I'm doing a crazy high rate of speed. It looks a lot sketchier on camera than it really is. Although I will say it's a lot sketchier the first time than it probably is the second time and the third time. But I think that, that aside, it looks worse than it is. And I'll just say to anybody else watching, ride your own ride, do you. Everyone always says it. I'm not the type of rider that's going to be psycho and reckless, but I am going to take advantage of a motorcycle and the perks that come with it, and some of that is a quicker commute. Saying things like get your life together and act like a man and grow up and that kind of shit in response to me lane splitting, in my opinion, I think you sound kind of silly. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I ain't gonna tell you you're not allowed to have that opinion. That's totally fair. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid, but that's my opinion, and I'm allowed to have that. So I'm really not a big fan of the current moto vlog community that thinks they have to race on the edge of almost dying to get views and clicks. Anyone hating because I lane split, I understand the frustration, I get it. That is not why I did it. It was literally just a ride to work, and it was my first time ever lane splitting. And the reality is, most riders that ride are eventually gonna lane split. And I just shared my first experience doing it. So let's take this off. Let's just do this. That way y'all can see me. Yo, what up? Holla. So I'm gonna just say, I was just sharing my experience of my first time lane splitting. Part of why I do the channel is because I love riding, I love editing, I like filming, I enjoy the post-production process. And I like sharing my journey of me riding and growing as a rider, and sharing my experiences, and hopefully giving, stuff for people to watch to be entertained. And hopefully people can learn from me in some form or fashion. If I can convince some person or one person to be safe or wear gear or don't sacrifice safety and functionality for looks, honest to God, it sounds cliche, but if I convince one person to do that, I think it's a win. And I don't think I was lane splitting in a dangerous manner. I even made a point in the video, because I didn't have the mic in my helmet that day. I had it, in my pocket. So I made a point to type out my thoughts as I was riding. I'm choosing to not split here because it's not a safe situation to do so. If you haven't watched the video, I'll link it here, and then I'll probably put it on the end screen somewhere here, and here, and here, in these two places. And I think I even said I'm still being extra cautious, especially because it's early in the morning and people don't pay attention too well in the morning. They don't pay attention ever, really. So I did make a point to say, I'm going to be patient here. I already saved a ton of time. There's no reason to be overly aggressive and crazy for no reason. So for all the people that are super upset, aside from my mom, you have every right to be upset. Still right, as my mama, to be worried, concerned, and upset. But all the others who are extreme hating, talking about grow up, be a man, don't know me at all. That's why I'm not going to get too upset about it. I am going to address it because, hey, why not? I have a channel. I'm not going to be like, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have an opinion. I just want to explain. You don't know who I am, what I've been through. Everyone has their own experiences and everything is relative. So you do you, worry about your ride. I'm going to try and give the best learning I can from my experiences. And like I always say, don't just listen to what the hell I say, because I'm not an expert. And even if I ever get to a point where I consider myself an expert level, I'll never be like, do what I say. Do your own research, figure things out for yourself, gather as much information as you can, and you do what works best for you. All I would suggest and push for is to do it in as safe a manner as you can. You get home after your ride so that you can ride again the next day, because that's the whole point. So, all right. This already went on too long. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see that video on my ride home and the lane splitting, what the big controversy was, click here, check it out. I'll link it there. And then I also have my video where I talk about my disdain for people pushing these razor mirrors that don't work and are unsafe. And I'll link that now here. A pretty popular video. It seems a lot of people agree with me, and not everyone does. That's okay too. It seems to have some traction. So if you're interested in watching it, check it out. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Ride safe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. I'm out.